YTD is hitting the high seas to find the best snacks from around the globe. And if we're clutch, it won't take much. If we have the right touch, then these snacks won't need a crutch to get likes, loves, and such. Let's open the hutch and eat something that's Dutch. YTD is off to the Netherlands. You tried it! You tried that! Netherlands. I'm Nick Nowak from the pal Shad Hancock.
Ready to munch.
Nick Geiger.
It's quite the Dr. Seuss intro there. I like that.
It was. Go to Rhyme Zone. Like the first 12 rhymes. Squeeze them into 3 sentences. And nothing's more Dutch than basketball. They're not well known for their
Rick
round
Smits,
ball.
the Duncan Dutchman.
Right.
Yeah.
And Geiger, you recently attended a basketball game.
Sure did. Yeah, no, my son is playing sports now, and I'm a huge sports fan, and I get I think amongst our group, I'm probably one of the people that get more into, like, when I actually watch a game, I'm, like, pretty vocal and into it. Yeah. Probably too much so.
It's a super nice way to describe yourself.
Yeah. Most
charitable
people would say
view of it.
You're the most annoying. That's
well,
what
I
people
used
would
to.
say.
No, I have some competition there. We don't have to get into it here, but there's some other guys that get it. Bear down. Stop saying bear down. But I've gotten better about it because I have to set a good example now for my kids, and he gets, upset during games too. But I say that to say that while I feel like I've calmed down when watching professional sports, when I watch my own kid in a sport, like I'm like, I get more anxious. Like when my son is like, I'm not that kind of guy that's out there like screaming during the game and stuff. But when he's like when he's taking a swing at the plate or whatever, I just want him to get a hit so bad. I can almost barely watch. It's like hard. I just want him to do well. But either way, and if he doesn't do well, that's fine. I'm not that kind of guy where I want to like.
You know what you need to do?
What's that?
Roids.
I do need to get him on roids.
Get him on those roids, young and early.
Well, it's the thing is, I don't know where he is right now because they lost their last game, and I told him not to come home. So as soon as he finds his way back home on his own, I can give him some rides. But
If you start him young, you don't have to worry about it looking like their balls are shrinking.
Yeah, it's true. They just stay the same. He just never develops.
Right.
No, so and again, in a good way. It's just because I want him to do well, but I also want him to have fun. So he played at a basketball game about a couple weeks now. And he's not a real good shooter or dribbler yet, but we're working on it. But he is a very good. He's tall for his age, so he's a good defensive player, and he rebounds a lot. And he really works on that. And so
sounds like a true Geiger.
Yeah, he's got the most Geiger sporting profile.
Focus on rebound and defense.
He's going to hustle his butt off and play real hard, and he's bad at anything that requires skill. Jake, if you're listening right now, if we're in the car, I love you very much, but you got to learn how to shoot, buddy. So. He hustles his butt. Anyway, we're playing against actually one of the coach on the other team was one of the dads that his kid played baseball with Jake, and like I would talk to him once in a while, and he was nice enough to me, but he's definitely the kind of dad in sports that I don't want to be like. He's like when his kid strikes out, he's like, he's doing it again. Quit being such a pussy. Like he'll yell at him and stuff, or like,
oh my god,
quit being such a pussy.
Yeah, I don't know because he got hurt or something, or he'd be like, he'd be yelling at the third base coach, like, send him, and I'm explaining like you're not allowed to. There's like rules around because they're little kids, like they're not just out there like trying to bury the other team at all times. And
third base coach is a pussy.
Yeah. So. I already kind of like had a dim view of this guy, and he turned out he was the other team's coach, and his kid is a pretty big kid too. So my son got matched up on him a lot. And in the fourth quarter, Jake basically like boxed him out the entire game, and just kept out rebounding him and like, keeping him from the ball. And I was like really psyched about it.
Yeah.
So they ended up winning. And I came down like I was all pumped up, and I run down on the court after the game, and Jake comes over to give me a high five. I'm like, "Here you go, buddy!" And I went to go like slap him in the chest, and I shoved him halfway across the court. Like he literally hit his ass and slid like 2 feet and stared at me. And I'm like, and I turn around and there's a row of parents just standing mouth agape right in front of me. I'm like, hey. So I like went over to him and I gave him a big hug. Like, that was great. I'm like loving him, like hugging him and rubbing his head. Like, I'm such a warm, caring, nurturing parent.
Let me give you your congratulatory black eye.
Yeah. So since then, now we joke after each game. I come running at him. He starts running away. I'm joking around with him. And my wife is like, okay, after the game, don't tackle him. And I'm like, will you calm down? I did it one time. So
Don't
I
tackle
know.
him, body slam him. You need to up the game.
I showed him how to truly box someone out, and I shoved him under the bleachers. So yeah, I might get written up for child abuse, but I didn't expect him to go. He's not that small, and I'm not that strong. Like I didn't expect him to go flying. He's
It's
a real
true, you're
pussy.
not.
No, you're definitely not strong.
I'm a pussy, so if I was able to throw him across the court, he's a huge pussy.
But he is your son, so he's also weak. He has the weakness that you have.
Yeah, he's got the genetic disposition I had at his age. Like he is taller than I was when I was his age, but he's like a rail thin person, and I no longer am. But if you can think in the Wayback Machine, I used to be thin. So ponder on that.
How high do those scores get in that game?
They it usually tops it out, and again, they're only playing. I don't know how long the minute. I think it's like 5-minute quarters and stuff.
Right, 5 or 6 minutes. Right.
So I think they get on. I think it's usually like 27-20 or 27-22, stuff like that. It's not. It's a lot of missed layups.
Yeah.
And then kids thinking, like one kid on each team thinks they're Steph Curry and starts like launching threes, and then every single time they shoot, they go to the ref like claiming they got fouled and stuff. And you're like, just shut the fuck up, kid, and just get that back on the court.
Next time you need to go, like when you play that same team, instead of like shoving your kid across the court, you need to run up and like shove the opposing dad's, the coach across the court. Just be like, my kid owned you, and just shove him. Or whatever.
I'd coached basketball for a long time, and there was this game a season we were really bad. We hadn't won a game, and it was the last game of the season, and we're up by a point. And so I called timeout, and I told the girls, like everyone who was in, I individually is like, don't shoot, because the other team doesn't like know well enough to foul on. It's not like watching a game on TV. So just hold the ball for 10 seconds, and we'll actually win a game. So that was literally the entire minute of my timeout was repeating, "Don't shoot the ball." Just don't shoot the ball. Don't shoot the ball.
Let me guess what happened.
Yes, the pass goes in, and in a movement that defied physics, as if the ball was on fire, the ball shot out of this girl's hand so fast. Like she caught it and turned and shot it immediately. And so the whole gym is quiet except for me, who yelled, "No!" And of course the ball swishes right through the hoop.
Nice.
Oh,
there you go. That's a turn. That's a twist.
You got owned.
And so
and then
ran out
they still lost because the other team got like a foul and then won.
The other team got fouled shooting a 3. The first time in middle school girls' history.
I remember I was at that game. I got super psyched and rushed down to the court and shoved that girl halfway under the bleachers.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I got arrested. Remember that?
You were in jail for a while.
Yeah, it was really problematic for my family and life.
Chad, I'd take you as the least sports yelling dad.
Yeah.
Who probably ever could if your kids get into it.
Oh, if my kids get into sports, I'm going to be, I will dutifully take them to their game and pretend to watch while scrolling on my phone.
So tell me, because you did, Geiger and I did more sports, and you did some other activity, like you were in plays.
Right.
And you were an Odyssey of the Mind champion.
Of course.
State performer.
Will you be in a back room somewhere while the rest of the Odyssey of the Mind does like a skit, and your kid's doing the math and you're screaming at him like, yeah, find out.
I did.
Hypotenuse of that thing.
Just shoving numbers across the field. No, yeah, and then I did. I did drama, and I actually specifically remember like my mom was very supportive of the. She would come to like all my shows or whatever. But I remember. I told you guys before about like when I did Peter Pan and how disastrous that was.
Yeah.
But I remember my dad and stepmom bought tickets to, there was 4 showings, and they bought tickets to 2 of the shows, like Friday night and then Saturday night. And they went to Friday night, and then I didn't know if they had gone to the other show or not. Like I was looking for them after the Saturday show and I couldn't find them. And then I remember talking to them on Sunday, and like they were like just this just such a transparent lie of like, oh yeah, we were just feeling really sick, so we kind of skipped out. It was so clear they just hated the show so much that they just didn't want to sit through it again.
Wow.
Sit through a second 3 hours of 8th graders fumbling through Peter Pan. So they just didn't even go.
Do you feel like, did your mom ever mention that she would get nervous? Like, I imagine watching your kid in a play, maybe you'd also get nervous that they're going to fumble over a line or something.
Yeah, she never said that. She definitely like helped me practice lines a lot and stuff at home, and plus she knew that I'm just like such an amazing actor. I think she just figured I was never going to fuck anything up. But I don't think I ever did fuck anything up, but actually like that Peter Pan, there was a kid that played, so we had a Thursday show, a Friday show, and 2 Saturday shows, like matinee and then Saturday night. And they had 2 different casts, right? So like one set of kids was like the cast on Thursday and Friday, and then another set of kids was cast on Saturday. And so like, for example, I was John on 2 of the days, and then 2 of the other days I was like miscellaneous Lost Boy or whatever. And so the guy, they had a girl playing Captain Hook on the Saturday shows, and she Saturday morning show, she clearly showed up and she didn't know any of her lines, like even though we had like practice and stuff. I don't know if it was like stage fright or what, but like that Saturday morning show was horrible because like she was just like fumbling through everything, and you had like kids whispering like the lines to her, like, I'll get you, Peter Pan, like so that everybody can hear or whatever. And then like
that's the line she forgot.
Her role was Captain Hook. She should probably have remembered some of the lines.
So we spent a couple of us spent the 4 hours in between the Saturday matinee show and the Saturday evening show, like just working with that person, like memorizing all their lines. Like we just spent 4 hours straight trying to get him to do it. So they were able to they did their lines successfully on the nighttime show, thank goodness, which is the show that my dad and stepmom skipped out on. So they missed a magical moment.
Oh. My daughter's in a musical right now, or she's going to be. She just tried out for Shrek the musical, which I did not know was a musical. And she's going to be doing 3 different parts. It's like guard, knight, and like random. She got to pick a mythical creature, so she's picking I tried to get her to take Behemoth. Now she's taking a fairy. But she's like, oh, I have speaking line, because last time she was in a play, she didn't have really any speaking line. She sang, and then she was in the background going like pretending to talk and stuff. So she has a speaking line part now. And I go, oh, you got some lines? She goes, yeah. I'm like, what's your first line? She like looks at her script, and she looks up and goes, ah! I start cracking up. Apparently her main line is yelling. Yeah, it's easy to remember. Is,
I'll get you, Shrek.
Too bad your ass got Shreked.
All right, let's eat some snacks. We got 3 snacks from the Netherlands. We rate them on a 5-point scale. Love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. And these snacks come from our friend Chrissy.
Yeah. And I should say, actually, only 2 of these are from the Netherlands. The third one is an MRE. So our good friend Chrissy, I just want to shout her out because she's been on the pod a while ago, but she hasn't been on for a while because she was out doing some kind of missionary volunteer style work where she was on a boat in the Mediterranean, like rescuing refugees. And so she traveled a lot over Europe during that time and got all these different snacks that we're going to try over a couple episodes here. But the MREs, whenever we get to them, they were actually from the boat itself.
Stuff she was traveling with Captain Hook, right?
Yes. Yeah. She would get the refugees and feed them to a crocodile or whatever happens to them.
Capturing Peter Pan.
Let's actually start with it because there's no way it's going to win. We don't want to leave it till last. So it's called Seven Oceans MRE. You have, Chad, what kind of background can you give us?
So it just comes in this big silver brick of a package, and it has instructions on the back. It says, instructions for use. Each ration consists of 18 units, highly concentrated food. Eat only when hungry. Oh. And then in all caps, not more than 6 units per 24 hours. Take only 1 unit at a time, eat small pieces and chew well, save drinking water, Do not drink more than half a liter every 24 hours. Never drink seawater. So, this is
Why are we supposed to only eat when healthy?
when hungry.
Hungry.
When hungry.
Oh, hungry.
It's
It isn't when
probably
healthy.
the rationing part of the ration. Like they're telling you not to
Yeah,
eat them
yeah.
all this first
Yeah.
day you get them.
And it's
Only
also
one
if
at
you're
a time,
healthy. Well,
Tubby.
I'm out, guys. I'll see you later.
and it's also probably nasty. So if you eat too much of it, you might just want to end it all. Or
What
something.
is it supposed to taste like? Do we know? Is this like the turkey
is-
and gravy flavor or something?
It looks like it comes in a pack, 2-pack,
Yeah.
and it looks like a big, just rectangular light brown block.
Bar of soap or something.
It looks like it'd be a bar of soap or an eraser or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The package is just as a boat, and I guess they're manufactured in Norway.
It's supposed to taste like a boat.
Oh my god. It does taste like a boat. Oh,
Nope.
I'll get you, Peter Pan.
Eat only when hungry. You don't want to do like a snack of these anytime you're.
I mean,
Yeah, that's an unnecessary instruction. Because no one's eating these when not hungry.
well, if this is the only food you had, maybe you just get used to it, I guess.
I'm full as fuck. Give me some MREs. What is the flavor? Sand?
Yeah, there's no flavor. Cardboard. A little sugar.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like food.
No.
Why can't it taste like food? Is there just like there's nothing you can put in it
Well,
that would make it last as long as it has to?
yeah. I think it's longevity. It's easy to port. Like, you're not going to be like trekking through on this boat, like with like baby rack ribs and shit like that. Like you need something simple that you can put in a pocket that'll last a long time, that won't melt. Ugh.
All right, Geiger, what do you think?
Guys at the Love Dat. No, these are, look, the taste is innocuous enough. Like it doesn't really taste like food, but it doesn't taste like anything else either. It tastes, I don't know, it's almost like a lightly sweet, like almost like the driest, crumbliest, stalest bread you could possibly find with like a little bit of sweetness to it. I don't know how else to describe it. Or like the world's worst cracker. It doesn't, I mean, the taste is, if it's just the taste, it's an indifferent, actually. It's not like a horrid taste that I have to like get out of my mouth. It's just not there. It's just like, again, you're eating this for sustenance, not for enjoyment. Only when you're hungry, not when you're craving something. If they came out with like a Cool Ranch flavor of this, it would probably be better.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, peanut butter smeared on top or something. But as it is, it's an indifferent. They're not good. The consistency is totally fucked. It's the driest, weirdest, crumbliest thing of all time. However, the taste is just bland. It's not like offensively bad. So I'll give it a dislike, Dad. I won't give it a hate.
Indifferent or dislike? Is someone trying to get in and attack you?
Sorry, no.
Is Captain Hook outside your door?
My wife must be drying shoes right now because all of a sudden he was like, bam, 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 the dryer right next to me.
Wait, you said indifferent, and then you said
no.
dislike
The flavor isn't indifferent, but it's a dislike that overall because of the consistency.
Okay,
is bad.
All right, Chad, what do you think?
Well, Geiger said, you'd go around on a boat and you wouldn't take any baby back ribs flavored stuff. And maybe that's just because they want you to have this and say, I want that MRE, MRE, MRE. I want that MRE, MRE, MRE. That's what you would do.
Could be it, yeah.
Yeah, I've been sitting on that one. So, worth it. So anyways, you're right that the flavor is not terrible, but I don't even see how, like, I would have to be like in a desperate situation on the brink of death or something like that to be able to put one of these back. It's so dry, like so just hard to eat, right? Like it is really, really hard to eat. So for me, because it's not something that I could ever take more than 2 bites of, I am going to have to give it a hate that.
I wouldn't describe this as like a bland tasting thing. Like if you ate a plain cracker,
yeah,
I describe that as bland. I know it doesn't have a flavor per se, but it doesn't have a flavor in the way of like if I ate a piece of wood, like that doesn't have a flavor.
I'm pretty sure it would. If you ate a piece of wood, it would have a flavor of wood.
This is disgusting. The texture is gross. I have nothing good to say about it. I'm going to give it a second hate that. So we've got 2 hates and a dislike. So
More
hopefully
from me.
we don't get stuck in a sort of an apocalyptic sea situation,
Yeah.
right?
The old apocalyptic sea.
Right. What is that? That's like zombies took over the land and you're stuck on a boat or something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like you're on a boat and it gets pulled over by Captain Hook. I think that is the apocalyptic sea scenario.
A Kraken or 2 comes out. There's no stars to defeat them.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
At least a Kraken.
Shrek
is
takes
there.
over your boat. Shrek is there. He's just there.
He's just there. Hey, donkey!
You meet Shrek on the street. The world's ending.
Like, how do I respond to Shrek? Let me look up my line. All right, let's eat these Duyvis, Borrel, no cheese.
Nailed it. What are these? Do we have any clue?
I have
what
no
I just
idea.
read out loud, haltingly.
Well, these are Zonder Kustmachen Klurstoffen.
Oh, they're peanuts of some sort.
Yeah, I think so.
The company is Duyvis, and then Borrel, Borrel, and I don't know how I say Nootjes.
Nootjes. Nootches. So it's like a peanut with a coating of some, not like a candy coating on the outside, but it's like coated in something. Is it supposed to
be cheese?
I think
so. Got a weird taste.
There's not a single English word on the package.
Incorrect. On the front, it says since 1806. So the word since.
Oh, okay.
So that should tell us what it is.
Okay, so it's peanuts covered in a crisp, tasty batter with curry flavor.
That's it.
Wow. I am going to start by saying they are better than the MRE.
Yeah.
Well, they're baby back rib flavored, so that makes sense.
But would you eat them only when hungry still?
Perhaps. All right, Chad, what do you think?
I don't know. These are weird. I like the peanut a lot. I think this is like an acquired taste kind of thing. You know what I mean? I feel like this is the kind of thing, because it's not repulsive, right? Like it tastes fine. It's just not really like a flavor that I'm used to.
That's the example of a food that's an acquired taste. Well, it's not repulsive. I'll just keep eating it until I enjoy it.
Well, yeah, it's like a flavor that I'm not used to. And I feel like if I had grown up eating these or, something like that, then I'd probably be like really into them, right? Like I could see this being something I was into if it was like a flavor that was more part of our culture or something like that. I don't know. But unfortunately, I'm very America-centric over here, and I don't really want to eat any more of them. Yeah, it's just I don't know if I should go. I don't think I can go dislike that though, because the peanut on the inside is fine, right? Like if this was a different nut that I didn't like as much, I'd probably go dislike that. But because I like peanuts enough, it's gonna save it just into like sort of a low level indifferent to that for me.
Ooh, this is tough. I have found myself going back to get a few more because the taste isn't bad. I would never pick this up though, and I probably won't finish the bag. But I do think, like you said, I bet some people would really enjoy these. This is for
sure.
A certain crowd, and maybe they do have a market in our culture. But for me, I'm still gonna be indifferent. I'm gonna be on the higher side of that. I'm gonna be sort of a high level indifferent. So, Geiger, do we have a lazy electioneer?
Well, it's a good thing that you would never pick these up, seeing as you literally have no access to do so. I don't think they're probably sold anywhere near here, because as Chad established, they're simply not a part of our culture. There's just culturally, we don't allow these types of foods in our stores.
No. Not at all.
We have no room for the Nootjes. No snooches for us. I don't like these at all. I like the texture a lot. Like I like this kind of snack, like the peanut with the crunchy shell around it. I actually really like the crunch. I feel like I've had something like this here in America that's, where it only just probably a little more culturally appropriate. I just don't like the flavor at all. And when Chad said it was curry, that cleared out because I don't like curry powder or that curry flavor. I don't like that. So I'm going to give it a dislike that, unfortunately. It's not like the form factor is great. And I think another flavor, like if it was ranch or buffalo wing or something much more America centric, like if it tasted like
it's just like hot dog flavor or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Then I'd be into it. But
or like guns
flavor. Yeah.
Tasted like guns.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah. If it was like a snack
Shrek.
that tasted like not wanting to wear a mask, like then I'd probably be really into it. But as it is, I'm gonna have to put it just like that.
Is Shrek part of our culture? Did you say?
Of any of the world's countries, it's probably ours. So we have to own it.
Because he's got like a accent that is like
Scottish, right?
Scottish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else in his country has a Scottish accent. Like Shrek is the only Scottish ogre in the whole village, right? Like the other characters speak regular English.
Yeah.
Like
I think
donkey
so.
doesn't
I don't know.
speak
I haven't
Scottish.
seen it in like 20 years, but points for him being part of American culture. He's very large. So there's that.
But
that's part of our culture.
But part of everyone's culture, Shrek is life. So that's also part of it.
All right, Geiger, you got a segment?
No. I just figured we'd talk about Shrek for 20 more minutes. Yes, I do. All right. So, it much like we eat 3 snacks in this podcast segment, this old chestnut, we'll have to select 3 different things to fuck, marry, or kill.
Wow.
So, it is the return of the much clamored for segment where we talk about fucking celebrities.
If you need a second to add Shrek in,
Hold on.
we can.
Cross off whatever Alf thing you have shoehorned in and put in Shrek.
Let me find out where to slot Shrek in. Oh, there's
Captain
one.
Hook, Shrek.
There's a American culture segment, so it's
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Perfect.
it's Donald Trump, Shrek, and
Nootjes.
Nooches, and Nooches.
Ted
all
Nootjes.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay, you're done.
Let's go. I'm ready to fuck.
Yeah, well, I had to quick make an adjustment. Okay.
Dude, I'm rock hard. Let's get started.
All right. Cocked and rocked. Here we go. So, as always, we start with food mascots.
Mhm.
So, your choices are the Trix Rabbit, the Jolly Green Giant, or Count Chocula. Fuck, marry, kill. Chad, I'm going to make you start.
Yeah, okay. All right. So I'm straight off going to kill the rabbit. The Trix Rabbit is very annoying, right? That's the one that's always trying to steal shit, right? Like wants to get the cereal, can't get it.
Is he? Oh, yeah, Silly Rabbit Tricks for Kids. He's trying to steal the cereal, not like your identity. Or
it's fucking klepto. So it's trying to go for stuff that's take things that don't belong to him. So yeah, I got to kill him. Now that this is tough for the other ones because I feel like the Jolly Green Giant, he seems like a pleasant dude, right? Like he
definitely seems like a real swell fella.
Get things off a tall shelf for you, no problem.
Okay,
and he's got a pretty hot bod too. So you might want to fuck him, but he's also probably going to tear you apart. So I think I will
probably.
I think I will marry the Green Giant, and then fuck the Count, and just hope that he doesn't turn me into a vampire in the process.
Chad, I need to ask real quickly because I had to look up. I listened to the other 2 times we did this recently, so I made sure I wouldn't like double up the characters.
So that you wouldn't be like, what's the fuck Aaron Rodgers again or something?
Yeah, exactly. The last time we did this, on 2 separate occasions, you mentioned as a point in someone's favor that they could reach tall shelves. So how tall are the shelves in your house? This is like the 3rd time that's been a benefit to you.
Dude, I've got
like
these...
Giannis Antetokounmpo and now like a Jolly Green Giant and somebody else.
I've got these cathedral ceilings, all right? And...
Do you live in a monastery?
we put all the cereal really high up for some reason.
I actually think I'm going to start off aligned with Chad because the problem is killing either the giant or a vampire is a lot of work. There's some real specific ways that you have to kill the vampire.
Yeah.
And killing the giant, I don't know how I'm going to go about it. So out of sheer laziness, I'm going to kill a rabbit. And then I agree that the green giant is the nicer of the 2 remaining options. And I also have a super high shelf, so I'm going to go with marrying the green giant.
Yeah. Well, and if Chocolate turns into a vampire in the course of fucking, though, now you're immortal. So that's not the world.
Isn't he always a vampire? Oh, if he turns me into a vampire.
Is he always a vampire?
I thought you said if he turns into a vampire.
No, if he turns you into a vampire by biting you. Yeah. You would have to live you'd be a chocolate vampire. I don't know if that means you need to eat chocolate.
That doesn't sound appealing.
No,
to be honest.
Not really. No.
A chocolate vampire.
Well, as you do.
I only want to be a vanilla vampire if I got it.
I think that decision's been made for you. All right. Number 2. So we're taking it back, steeping this one in American culture. We have 3 presidents. So, fuck, marry, kill George Washington, our old friend Abe Lincoln, or Thomas Jefferson.
Got to look up what Thomas Jefferson looks like real quick.
You also do this every time. You need to see how hot each of these people are.
So you're always looking up Thomas Jefferson.
You're constantly looking up. True fact, I went to Thomas Jefferson Middle School. About that.
Oh.
I turned out pretty great.
Cool.
You had to fuck him to get into school.
All right, real quick, let me Google Abe Lincoln height.
He was a tall man. We've established this.
All right, I got to go first here.
Yeah, you do. So I guess first of all, which one's the hottest? Which one are you dying to get your wangle inside?
None of them are all that hot.
No.
Wow, what a controversial take.
Shots fired.
I feel like maybe Washington.
Yeah.
Jefferson doesn't look that hot.
You got the big old wooden titty.
Abe's just kind of gangly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's sort of been decided. I gotta fuck Washington.
Okay.
He's top president.
Yeah.
He's a star fucker when it comes to presidents. I was just such a fan of your legislative actions.
And then I'm going to marry Abe Lincoln. For some reason, look, all these guys probably have some seedy dealings, having been born hundreds of years before things were decent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, everything's so decent these days.
Yeah. None of our current politicians have any sort of seediness to them at all. That's the good part.
Right, but it wasn't... The seediness now is part of American culture, and back then it was not.
Right. It was relegated to the likes of Norway.
I guess I'll marry Abe, because I too am gangly. So,
yeah.
And I'm going to kill TJ.
Plus, once Abe's out of the way, then you can go remarry.
If I could kill TJ, if I go back to his time and kill him, then you likely never get through elementary school, and that would be hilarious.
It was the only option. They couldn't name it anything else.
Right.
You're gonna invent a time machine and go back and assassinate a president just so that Geiger has to go to a different school.
Yeah.
The other elementary school, or the middle school I would have probably had to go to, I think was Lincoln. So Lincoln Elementary. Wow. So could have changed the course of fate. Chad?
So I think I'm right in line there. You got to kill TJ because I'm pretty sure he's the most problematic of all of these, right? I think he had some relations with some slaves or something. I don't know a lot about history, but I know he's
That or something. He almost definitely did that.
okay, cool.
That was,
Yeah, so kill him. And yeah, Abe, honest Abe, I feel like he's probably the one that's going to treat you right,
Mhm.
and then yeah, George Washington. I mean, like nothing's hotter than taking 100% of the electoral votes. Holy shit, that's just oh boy.
It wouldn't titty. Yeah.
Gotta take a cold shower now. Woo!
Right. All right, Washington and Count Chocula, the ladies' men of the groups here so far. All right. Or men's men, I guess. You guys aren't ladies. All right. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
What the
so
fuck?
Fucking loud. I don't know what's in my dryer. I even moved it around in there.
Is that the banging on the inside of Washington's coffin?
This is this boner hitting the wood. No, Jake's still in there after he lost that basketball game. I won't let him out. All right, guys. Right now, I don't know when everyone will be listening to this, but currently, right now, in the moment, the zeitgeist of American culture is dominated by fucking shoes. Sorry, I'm very, very distracted here. Right now, The Batman is in theaters, and it's all getting all that rage. So, we're not going to try to fuck Batman. We are going to see what you think of some of his rogues gallery. So, your choice is fuck, marry, kill: the Joker, the Riddler, or the Penguin.
Which iterations do we have to picture here? Like, is this the
choice,
Joker
baby.
from the Adam West series, or is this like Heath Ledger with this fucking he's sticking a knife in my mouth every 3 seconds?
Every 3 seconds, just constantly jamming a knife in there. What do you want for dinner? Well, pot roast. There's a knife in there.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
At least he asked me what I want for dinner.
It's polite of him. He's
All right.
gotta eat, right?
First of all, I think I'm gonna kill Penguin because he's like a seedy politician, right? So sticking with the theme here.
If you had you got a real beef with the Penguin's politics, you're gonna love the Joker.
Plus, I don't actually want to like marry or fuck him because he's like pretty gross looking, right? I think you want to marry the Riddler because I feel like the puzzles and everything, like he'd keep things interesting over the course of the next like 40 years. Like he keeps you guessing, every day it's like a scavenger hunt to find your birthday present or whatever. And then you're going to fuck the Joker, and I'm going to pick Jack Nicholson Joker because I'm going to lead him into my sex dungeon, and then he's just going to look and say, "Where did you get all these wonderful toys?"
You're going to look at his little black book and your name is circled. And he's like, "You're my number one guy."
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, man? Who you fucking? I mean, man.
We only care about fucking. I'm going to kill the Joker.
Thank
because
you.
I don't really want any part of the Joker.
Fucking homicidal maniac.
Well, sort of, aren't they all? But I mean, he's definitely the worst.
The
of
worst
them.
one.
Yeah. Look, if
I don't know, he's got a mysterious background. Like you don't know who he really is.
I'm not interested in a knife in my mouth every 3 seconds. So I'm killing the Joker, and then I think I'm gonna fuck the Riddler because I'm not interested in being married to someone who's just fucking posting riddles. Like you get real tired of that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I am basically married to the Riddler now. It'll be like, hey, what time are we going over someone's house? We're parking in this parking lot. Terrific. What time are we going? Like, where did you put my shoes? I don't remember. What a riddle. Fantastic.
You just text him like, hey, what's for dinner tonight? And his replies with like, well, riddle be this. What is asleep in the morning? And blah, blah, blah. Or whatever the fuck.
Riddle be this. What has a knife in his mouth every 3 seconds? What?
So I'm going to, and look, Penguin he works for a living, right? He has
He's
a
working
job.
man.
Yeah. This motherfucker's got a job.
He owns a nightclub? That's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm marrying Penguin.
Oh, you ain't getting a single fucking thing off your shelves with Penguin in your house. I'll tell you that.
Okay. All right. Next up, we've got professional wrestlers. All right. So your choices here are Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Oh,
The
hell
Rock, or The Undertaker.
Ooh.
Who are you doing? Well, now, let's just say, let's pretend in this scenario that you can actually kill the Undertaker, because we all know he's an undead zombie. So you probably might be
Are
hard. To do.
do we know they're actors? Like, is it their regular life and they're actors, or is it a real life version? You just told me I could kill, like specifying that I could kill the Undertaker.
Undertaker's wandering through your house. Rest in peace.
Yeah, is it
Damn
the
it,
actual Rock?
Mark, I just
or
want to
am
know
I-
what you want to watch for TV.
Or am I marrying Dwayne Johnson? Like, which one?
Yeah. Okay.
Or the
let's say
character of The Rock?
they're real people. Like, but because I mean, I think it would be. I don't know, but we don't know them as real people.
I think
we
the
have no idea.
characters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's characters.
Characters.
Yeah.
Gotta do characters.
Then again, I'm gonna kill the Undertaker. He is like a zombie, I guess. I don't know exactly what he is.
Oh, we
But
know
he's
what he
not
is. He's a fucking
he's not
undead
a
zombie.
he's not a functioning mortician.
No,
Right?
no, he has
No.
no job, like you said.
Right. So I'm killing the Undertaker, and then I think I'll fuck the Rock because he's
We
the
know why.
hottest.
Yeah,
Right,
It's
yeah.
fucking beefcake.
Yeah. And then Stone Cold, look, he's like just a standard redneck guy.
Mhm.
He'll bring beers home, and I think that could be a pretty fun time being married to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I guess.
Sounds like a swell guy.
I don't know. There's nobody left. So I was hoping you were going to put Hulk Hogan in so that I could just, so when we were fucking, that we could also be cucking.
Or the Gangrel, so you can be banging the wagon.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Stone Cold. Look, yeah, like Novak said, there's always a bunch of beers handy, right? Like you could probably just by association just hold up your hand and suddenly a beer gets tossed into it. Like
You
like
just
I'm
have a
sure
hard
you'd-
time buying beers at the top
absorb-
shelf at the grocery store. You can't reach it.
And yeah, and maybe like you could do some fun stuff where like when it's time for bed, right? Like he gives you a stunner and you just like bounce into the pillow or whatever. That could be a good time.
It's fun stuff.
So I think I'm going to marry him. Rock is definitely the hottest. So on the one hand, I do want to fuck the Rock, but the Undertaker has a equally tall brother that could possibly join in the fun if you if you wanted to do that. Which I don't. So I'm going to kill the Undertaker and fuck the Rock.
You're gonna make an unholy alliance with Kane and the Undertaker. I thought you guys would say Mary Rock. Look, the dude is not only ripped, but he's supposed to be really nice, and he's like the most rich, famous person in the world. Whereas
Yeah.
Stone
Or
Cold,
marrying the character. He
Yeah.
was an asshole.
yeah, but he had cool shirts and shit.
Oh, that's true.
You could, you had unlimited free stays at the SmackDown Hotel. Anyway, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next bunch, robots. So you got your choice of. Sorry, I got something in my throat. Robots. RoboCop, C-3PO, or the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't know who's up first. I think it's Chad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of those is like straight up evil, right?
Yeah.
The T-1000.
Oh,
It's not even.
C-3PO? No.
Yeah, it's not even like the good term, right? Like the like Schwarzenegger is at least the good guy there, but Robert Patrick is pretty handsome fellow, especially back then. And God, and C-3PO is so fucking annoying. I kind of want to kill him just on principle. Yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna roll. So I'm gonna kill 3PO. So annoying. I'm going to marry RoboCop because he is going to protect and serve me.
He's got a job.
And then, yeah, he's got a job. Can shoot things off high shelves. And I'm going to fuck the T-1000 because that would be like a wild trip, right? Like he's molding all around you, and like there's all sorts of like penetration from different angles happening, probably with knives. But I think that could be a fun experience. So.
All right. We're learning a lot about Chad's proclivities here today.
I think I'm gonna fuck T1000.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
Because-
about.
lean in. Tell us more.
T1000 can morph into look like other things, right? If you remember. So,
Yeah.
Good call.
If he was agreeable,
He just needs to go kill Jessica Alba first and then come fuck me.
If he was agreeable. Hey, look, T1000. What kind of mood you in tonight? It's my birthday.
yeah, could you please look like so and so? Whoever. Captain
Not
Hook or
Robert
whatever.
Patrick.
Right.
Sternly fucking
Could
me.
you please look like C-3PO?
So, and I hate to do this. I really want to kill C-3PO because he's annoying.
Oh, dear.
But RoboCop is like a man tortured and forced to fight crime. Like
Yeah.
he's like trapped in this body and has these depressing flashbacks and everything. That's a lot to deal with,
Hot fuck.
right?
Oh, no.
No. That gets me really hard. So
Knowing that his consciousness is forever trapped gets me
So I
hard. What
also
can
want
say?
T1000 to turn into RoboCop halfway through.
I want him to continue looking like Robert Patrick, but have the depressing flashbacks. That would be something that really would get me in the mood.
They'd be better acted.
So I'm gonna end up marrying 3PO.
Wow.
I don't want
Oh.
to, but that's just, and he's he's somewhat helpful.
Mhm.
Actually, well, I think
You could
he
travel
chores
the
around
world
the
and he
house.
would know all the languages of anywhere you went.
absolutely.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
It would do. The only problem I think with C-3PO, literally the
There's
only
only one
problem.
problem.
The only
I can
problem
only
other
think of
than-
one issue.
Besides the fact that human and robot marriages are not, I don't know, legally recognized,
Uh-huh.
is that like he's so fucking slow. If you ever watch, if he just like takes these tiny little baby steps, like if you're at the grocery store, he's gonna be way back on the first shelf, still reaching up there, while you're like almost ready to check out. I think that's the only problem with a long-term relationship with C-3PO that I could foresee.
Yeah.
That's
maybe getting through airports. He's all made of
Yeah.
metal. I don't know. Other than
Everything
that-
else is gravy.
Yeah. He's all got all kinds of ports for marital relations. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Now we go into we got kind of 80s cartoon characters. Okay.
Oh my god.
So we've got He-Man, Master of the Universe.
Uh-huh.
You got your G.I. Joe.
Right.
Oh,
Which
Might be a
G.I.
third one on
Joe?
the
There's
list.
like 100 G.I. Joe.
I mean, there isn't a guy named G.I. Joe?
No, it's
No,
the name
there's
of
not.
it's the name of the military unit.
Right.
Oh, I never watched it.
General Infantry Joe.
The guy that yells pork chop sandwiches. That's the most G.I. Joe I've ever seen.
G.I. Joe. All of
Okay,
them.
well, all right. Well, is there like a
Body
famous G.I. Joe?
massage, body massage. The main one is Duke. That's like sort of the
Duke,
main
Snake Eyes.
Duke.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
we'll
or
go with
could say
Duke.
Snake Eyes, but Duke I think is the main. Like that's
how
what
about-
Channing Tatum was in the movie.
How about Blanco Nino? Okay.
So Duke, who was the
Duke.
first one?
He-Man.
He-Man.
And the
yeah.
third one had a short-lived cartoon
Yeah,
in the 80s,
I'm sure he
87
did.
89.
Yeah.
The alien life form, Alf. Cartoon Alf, though.
I
Cartoon
thought, I
Alf.
thought you were supposed to sub in Cartoon Shrek right here. I thought that's what was happening.
We could instead of do it did
As
80s
opposed to
Shrek for two.
live Shrek.
Yeah.
Cartoon Shrek.
A rampaging ogre.
I'm fucking killing Alf. I never did before, but I'm tired of Alf.
What? What
I'm
did he
tired
do
of
to you?
him.
Other
I've
than trying to
already
fuck you.
Married and fucked every Alf iteration that you could possibly have.
And it's been great. Your life
Look
is
where it
awesome.
got you.
Hot sex. All right. Kill
So
Alf.
I'm killing him, and then wait, how could I keep forgetting the first one?
He-Man.
He-Man.
He-Man. They're both
Ooh,
good
that guy.
guys, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But G.I. Joe, Duke,
Or
he's more
Duke.
of a
Yeah, because I've been
regular.
told G.I. Joe isn't a
He's more of
guy.
a regular human.
Yeah. Go
But
on.
Prince Adam, he spends. I think He-Man most of the time he would be Prince Adam
Yeah.
that you'd be spending time with.
Yeah.
And
Prince,
riding Battle
really?
Cat would be fun too.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna marry He-Man and fuck Duke.
Married a man for his battle cat.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do the first time.
Kill Alf. Moving on. So I will, between the other two, I think He-Man probably has the tightest, tautest bod, right? Like all those sort of
By
like
far.
rippling muscles
think?
and like just
He's a fucking muscle bone,
oh yeah.
jacked up
I mean,
dude.
dead ass, guys, dead ass. Am I right?
Right.
So I will fuck He-Man, and then Duke has a well-paying, steady job. So yeah, gonna marry Duke.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What about Man at Arms?
What about Orko? You don't even know where to start him with him. All right. And as always, we finish it by asking each one of my immediate family, my wife and 2 kids, to pick a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
My wife picked Ryan Reynolds because I think she thinks he's very hot. She wants to be with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
She's going to cuck me with Ryan Reynolds. Number 2, my son, after I told him he could not pick any Packers
Your
or Bucks
son?
anymore. No,
I thought you were saying your son. I'm like, oh,
yeah, number 2, my son. Hey guys, you want to fuck, kill, or marry my son? That's fucking creepy as shit.
Well,
if
he,
I wasn't,
he can't shoot threes, so kill.
He said he's tall.
He is tall. He can reach things up the shelf. Look, if I'm not going to jail for throwing him halfway across the court, I'm definitely going to jail for selling him off to you guys. No,
We have to buy these people?
Yes. Yeah, this is an auction. No.
Okay.
No. Number 2, my son selected Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback of the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, my daughter originally asked me if Joe Biden counted as a celebrity, and I said yes, but then she wanted to change her mind. So she picked the guy who sings Watermelon Sugar High, which I believe is Harry Styles of One Direction.
Oh.
So
what is that?
So
song?
wait,
fact checking me. Watermelon Sugar High.
Oh yeah, it is.
I don't know
Harry Styles. I don't know the song, but I do know Harry Styles.
Yeah.
But I only know Harry Styles because he was in Dunkirk. That's the only reason I know what he looks like.
Yes, he was. So
it's Harry Styles, Mahomes, and Ryan Reynolds.
Neat, decent selection of
not bad.
Yeah. 3 fine slabs of meat there. What does Mahomes look like?
He kind of looks a little derpy.
Yeah.
He does look funny.
Yeah.
He looks like a very jovial fellow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Athlete.
so Mahomes, obviously like an amazing athlete, Super Bowl champion, all that good stuff. So I think I will probably marry him. I feel like that'd probably be the most a fun life, right? Like he probably has a lot of like interesting stories, and that sort of thing. Harry Styles is not really my type, and I don't care about his music at all. So he's getting killed. And you guys know we've talked about it before, Ryan Reynolds. I'm right there with your wife, Geiger. I think he is fucking fine. Whether or not he's a good actor or any of his movies are any good is another conversation we can have. But he's definitely getting it done from a physical standpoint. So that's an easy fuck for me.
An easy fuck. All right.
All right. I think, oh boy. I think Chad actually got this one right. I have no interest in Harry. I'm going to go on the stuff I'm most interested in doing and going to.
Who are you most interested in doing?
Concert. Right. Going to a concert with like screaming teens is not like, that doesn't interest me. So Styles has to die. And then I'm going to. Also, I think marrying Patrick Mahomes would be fun to go to games and whatnot. And Reynolds, let's face it, you could take the best parts of all of us, and we still can't equal Reynolds. So it's going to be Reynolds for the fuck, I guess.
Reynolds for the easy fuck.
It's going to be Reynolds for the fuck. I just want to be there when someone tells Harry Styles he has to die because he's not Chad's type. That's you're not really my type. He just blows him away. All right. Well, that was Fuck, Marry, Kill. Thank you for your contributions.
I think Styles will get over it.
Yeah.
When he's dead?
These middle-aged dickheads aren't interested in fucking or marrying you.
No, but the option is then that he has to die. He's not going to get over that.
Yeah, it's true. All right, Styles right now is feeling fairly lonely. We're going to eat Tony's Chocolonely is the last bar. I've seen these in stores around here.
Really?
They have them in stores around here too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that it was Dutch, but you can see kind of in some of the words on the package where it says milk and caramel and Zeezoot. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. This is going to be the greatest
Wes
name
Anderson
candy
movie, I
had.
think.
I actually thought with the name Chocolonely, it was going to only be chocolate.
Well,
otherwise I don't understand the name.
The bar's kind of an interesting shape, right? With like all these cracks in it. Like it's not just straight up squares.
It is about the size of a standard candy bar, Milky Way-ish in length.
What's in it?
I don't know. I'm guessing caramel because if you can try to translate the words, caramel, it's basically caramel with a K instead of a C. But after that, I don't know.
Someone check what Z's out is.
Check out Z's.
Oh, the Chocolonely is the company. So.
Oh,
really?
I thought Tony's was the company.
Tony's Chocolonely is a Dutch confectionery company. So what the fuck flavor is this?
Translate Z's out from Dutch to English.
This is caramel and sea salt milk chocolate bar.
Z's out is sea salt.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Caramel and sea salt. It
tastes very much like something, and I can't remember what it is. Probably just another sea salt chocolate bar that we've had. But I mean, almost like kind of like a Heath Bar, kind of like that. A little caramel is almost like toffee-like.
But it doesn't have like liquid caramel in it, like a Milky Way or something, or a Twix or any of those kinds of things, right? Like,
you know what it tastes like? It's a Toblerone.
That's it. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, the caramel is just kind of in the bottom layer.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I got a big bunch of salt.
The salt is not super evenly distributed. I will say that.
No. Ooh.
All right. So, I think this is pretty good. I normally don't like a lot of caramel bars. I'm not a big fan of like Caramello. I do like Milky Way somewhat, but it's not near the top. If I was getting chocolate from, like, let's say you went to a place that made handmade chocolates, ones filled with caramel would be way down the list for me, behind some other ones.
Mm-hmm. Behind ones not filled with caramel.
Pretty simple demarcating line there.
But that's because they don't have this sort of caramel in them. This has the caramel flavor without that I like, and not having to deal with the consistency, which I don't always like. And I like the salt addition. I think this is a nicely salty chocolate bar. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think I'm actually feeling really good about this one. I'm going to give this a love dat. I think this bar is delicious.
Wow.
I'm a big fan of it. I could see myself getting this again sometime. So I love that to start, and that may be all it needs.
Pretty much secured the victory at that point.
And then maybe.
Geiger, what do you think?
Ooh. Boy, I agree to an extent. I think this is very good. My only complaint is that it does have like these like sudden hidden pockets of Z's out where you're just like, whew, it gets very salty. But in general, I like a salt in the bar. I like it's almost better than a Toblerone to me. I feel like Toblerone sometimes it's like too much of the caramel inside. This is like just enough amount. And the chocolate, lonely as it might be, tastes good. So,
yeah.
Novak, I'm with you. I love this bar. This is good.
Hot damn. Hot damn, we've got two in a row.
Chad, I really, again, Chad, you never know. He can be the wild card. He often is. But it's going to be down to him.
The thing about Chad that helps with him going last,
right,
is he's the hardest to read.
Mm-hmm.
And the hardest sort of to guess what he'll like or not like. But sort of in a move that has surprised everyone, we have a potential basket of puppies, right? So the basket was brought home was filled with a puppy or two, but we'll see if Chad fills the remainder of the space or dumps the puppies into the trash can.
Into Geiger's dryer with the shoes. The chocolate is very, very good here. And I do also like the pockets of salt. I don't think it's too salty, which I thought maybe I would think that. And it is interesting. It is like sort of just caramel flavored almost, right? Like there isn't really that much caramel, but it does get stuck in my teeth just a little bit. And it's maybe a little too sweet. Just a little too sweet. I could see myself giving a love dat to a different flavor of this bar, but I don't think I can go there with this one. Simply because even though it is really, really good, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can't finish this bar right now. Partly because I need to save some of it for my wife, but also like I just can't. Like I don't think I could finish it because it does feel a little too overwhelming. So this is very good. I'm going to give it a high level like dat, but I cannot go with the love dat for it.
Ooh, it was a near miss, but the Tony's Chocolonely is probably going to be seen at the end of the year, which is good. It's a good sign. Nice surprise from the Netherlands after a couple of bad ones early on. So, Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
Man, well, if you're PETA and you'd like to complain because Chad just killed a basket of puppies live on this podcast,
Sorry.
We will give you his direct phone number. If you are in a long-term relationship with the Undertaker and want to let us know how it's going, if you are an overzealous kids basketball coach or parent, let us know how you deal with yourself. And if you have any thoughts on what we talked about today, about the state of American culture vis-a-vis Norway, you can get a hold of us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We're on Twitter, hashtag You Tried Dat. We are on YouTube, Instagram. We have a Facebook group called, you guessed it, You Tried Dat. It's not called You Guessed It. I don't want to confuse you. It's called You Tried Dat. Please let us know what you think of our ratings. Suggest snacks for us to try. Give us your own ratings. Ask questions from the mailbag. Give us a rating. Give us some stars. Give us a review. And as always, if you are enjoying it, please share it with your family and friends. Thanks as always for listening, and a special thanks today again to Christy. We're glad you're A, we're impressed by the work you've done, obviously, and B, thank you for getting us these snacks, and glad you're okay.
Yeah, we'll have to have her back on the pod soon, hopefully.
Yeah,
Indeed.
she's looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, real quick before we go, you don't get to kill either one of these, right? You just fucking one and marrying one, Shrek and Captain Hook.
I think Shrek is the one you got to marry because
no job,
but he does seem to come around. He's like seems like in the end. I barely remember this movie, but
it's come around.
In the end,
he comes around.
In the end,
he just wanders around.
He becomes a good partner for Fiona. I don't remember. And Captain Hook is like kind of a rapscallion. So I feel like you don't want to be around with him long term.
He's kind of an asshole. Yeah,
he's like just like hunting boys. I'm gonna fuck him.
Yeah, the thing, like, now Captain Hook could snag things off the top shelf with his hook, which would be helpful. Mm-hmm. But in the sexual context... Is
he taller because he has a hook?
Look, you guys seem to have a real challenge with shelves, so I'm assuming in my house he could reach everything, probably. Plus, like, we don't have to hang out with Shmee, do we? Shmee seems just kind of like a simping for Captain Hook the whole time. He's just kind of always around.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
You don't know who Smee is?
Is that his like right hand man or whatever?
Yeah, the dude, the little like old guy that's like, yes, Captain Hook, and he like follows him around and stuff.
I need to rewatch Hook.
I guess you have to rewatch all these.
Is that the guy that Captain Hook was cucking his wife?
Yeah, yeah. They called him Captain Cook.
His real name was Captain Cuck, and it's just sort of morphed into people mishearing it over these years.
Disney had to change it to make a movie. They were like, oh, just say it's about a hook. I don't know. It's not about him. Yeah,
Give him a fucking hook hand. We can't have him cucking wives.
He just keeps trying to sleep with Peter Pan's wife the entire time. Yeah, and I think like sexually that hook could be problematic. Like he can really hurt you with it and stuff. Whereas like I guess the ogre could also just crush you to fucking pieces while he's banging you out.
That hook could rip open your ball bag. That is true.
Yeah,
someone with the hook is gentle enough with the hook.
Just wildly flailing around during sex. Yeah. Shrek is life. No,
right.
How about you? What do you think? You don't get to just move on. You have to answer your own question.
Look.
Yeah.
Chad said what needed to be said. Shrek comes around. You come around, I'm going to hit it. All right. All right. Next.
I would love to see the synopsis IMDb if Chad was the director of that. Shrek comes around. Ogre comes around.
And then Fiona hits
him. Dimwit surges forth.
We're going to travel to, we still got stops to make in Italy and Greece, so come back and join us for those. But that'll do it for this time. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Yep.
That's me. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's me.
Oh, hell yeah.